In the name of Allah, the most compassionate and most merciful. Dear student, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am conveying my greetings and best wishes. Hope that everyone is fine and healthy along with your daily life's activities. May we all be protected from all kind of disasters in this world as well as world after this. Today we are going to talk about the lecture number 23, that is regarding the subject of sociology. The important topic that we are going to discuss is social mobilities. social mobilities حرکت‌های اجتماعی یا طولانیز حرکتونه یا طولانیز حرکت اجتماعی. So we will be discussing about what is social mobility, the meaning of social mobility, what does it mean, sociological meanings, as well as the common meaning of social abilities. Besides this, we will be discussing about what are the indicators of the social mobilities, why the people are being forced or being entrusted or motivated for this kind of movement or actions. As well as we will be discussing different sort of types of mobilities. Besides this, we will discuss some causes as well as obstacles. What becomes an obstacle that people are not moving from one condition to another conditions. So we will be discussing about social mobilities. طوری که شما میفهمین انسان فطرتا نمیخواهد در یک حالت زندگی کند، میخواهد که هر روزش بهتر باشد، هر روزش، هر ماهش، هر سالش نظر به سالها و ماههای گذشته خوبتر و بهترین باشد، مثبت باشد. امی فکر و فطرت انسان است. طبیعتا انسان میخواهد که در یک حالت زندگی نکند. وقتی که انسان میخواهد در یک حالت زندگی نکند یا در یک حالت نماند، پس مکلف به این میشود که آنها حرکت کند، حرکت اجتماعی کند تا که تغییرات مثبت در زندگی خودشان بیارد. امو از حالتی که زندگی میکند از اون حالت تغییر بکند به یک حالت بهتر. یا انسان بهتر می شود یا انسان از حالت هم بدتر می شود. خود یک موضوع طبیعی است. خداوند چیزی که در دست و در اراده خداوند است او به انسان می رساند. ولی انسان از لحاظ طبیعت می خواهد که بهترین باشد نه بدترین باشد. به این خاطر کوشش خود را انجام می ده. امروز ما اما موضوعی که مطالعه می کنیم به نام social mobility است. So very simply, if you come to the introduction of social mobility, to wish for a higher status and income than one's parent had is the dream of all people. So the process whereby people have to achieve or they fail to achieve, and this process is called social mobilities. So this is the wish of everyone, just they have to be changed and they shouldn't be want to be like their father or parents or their grandparents. They want to bring some changes in their life. So they want to change their status, their rules in society, the status in societies. So social mobility in simple word pertains to upward or downward movements of a person or groups. Social mobility, it does not only pertaining to individual movement, but as well it refers to a group movement as well. So this is relating to the movement of a person, whether that is going upward or that is coming downward. Such kind of movement, whether that takes place individually or whether that takes place as a group, is called the social mobility. So the occupational change from one generation to another is the main criteria to measure social mobilities. So it is the interest of society that social mobility should be provided for. And from social mobility we understand a system in which social status of person is not fixed forever, but within the same social system these status are allowed to shift and change according to needs and necessity of times. As you better know, by the passage of time, as it is required and demands of the people during different course of times, that they don't want to live on the same position, they want to bring some positive changes to go upwards in their status and bring the conditions into more comfortable life. So they try to do something which they desire and demand. For that reason, this is the interest of the whole society. to move towards collectively in order to achieve a positive changes in their life and have a peaceful and prosperous life. So everyone, even if it is taking place as an individual, on individual basis, or even if it is taking place as a group basis, but still the people demands to change or to shift from one condition to another conditions, and this might be the needs and necessity of their times in life that people demands. And because the time and changes are not fixed forever, so changes are coming. It is inevitable in the life of peoples. Even if a person wants or doesn't want, it comes. But if something is inevitable in the life that comes to the humans, whether it is in the demands of the humans or not, but still it's happening. If somebody socially move from one condition to another with his own interest, they might bring more changes in their life. Otherwise, lesser changes will come in their life, lesser positivity will come in their life if there are no efforts. Because, as we say, changes are constant, it's coming. And social mobility is the act of moving from one social class to another social class. Now, we are defining a social class. So, we are having some categories of people or classes of people in the societies. Upper class people, middle class people, lower class people. So upper class, middle class and lower class, these are the classes of people that presents in every society. So these classes are called social class. So when we're talking about social class, a person may belongs to upper class, upper social class. When we talk about a specific group of people residing in a specific area, might be related to the lower middle class social class or lower social class. So when a person is moving from one social class to another social class, for example, from lower class they try to go to middle class, and middle class people are trying to reach the upper class. This movement that they bring in their life is called social mobility. So an open class society is one in which mobility is high, and a closed class society is one in which there is little mobilities. So Fairchild is a scientist, is a sociologist, is a social scientist. He defined the social mobility, that social mobility is a movement from one condition to another. از یک حرکت به حالت دیگر با معنای social mobility یا حرکت اجتماعی یاد می شود. The movement of individual within social structures. And Harder defined that social class is the act of social mobility is the act of moving from one social class to another, or social mobility is a movement, or whether that is ups or down in social status. So any change in social position, and usually incomes, and may be experienced by individual or by entire groups. So such mobility is called a social mobility. So social mobility, it is something important for the development, for the prosperity, and for the success of humans in the society. It's important. If we want to bring more changes in our life, if you want to be progress in, to be a developed society, to be a developed individual, to be a developed countries, it's not possible by resting. If you rest, if you sleep, how you will bring the changes? Afghanistan needs more movement, as it is already, if you compare the life of present people with the past, more changes has come in the life of people. It's all about the changes that happens due to social mobilities. Now the way of communications, and the way of accommodations, the way of residence, if you see residential area, if you see the way of other ceremony, it has been always changed. It's because of the social mobilities, it's the demands and the needs of society as the people demand it. So it's all happens because of the social mobility. If Afghanistan want to compare itself with the rest of the world, how much we are lag behind, how the people are living in developed countries and how the people are living in Afghanistan. So there is a vast difference. If you would like to reach the position that the developed countries are, then here we need to go upward. For that we have to struggle We have to try more. We have to use all our efforts and energy in order to bring more changes. If you rest, if we sleep, if we become lazy, it's impossible that changes will come in our life. So we need more social mobilities than any other country in the world. Social mobility refers to the movement of a person or person from one social status to another's. It's defined by values and values. Example, poor people may become rich, the bank paying may become officer, farmers may become minister, دیقان میشه وزیر شود، یک کارمند بانک شاید یک آفیسر بانک شود، غریب مالدار شود. اینمی تغییراتی که در جامعه میآید از یک حالت به حالت اجتماعی، از یک حالت اجتماعی به حالت دیگر اجتماعی تغییر میخوریم. اینمی حالت به نام social mobility یاد میشه. So social mobility is the movement usually of individual or group from one social class to another within the social stratified system in any society. So social mobility allows individual to move either up or down the hierarchy. It may refer to classes, ethnic groups, or entire nations. So there are some indicators of social mobilities. The first indicator why the people move from one condition to another, they want to bring changes in their life. They want to go from downward to upwards. It's because of educations. امروز بگیرید شما بسیاری مردم مکاتب میره، مکتب میخونه، پانتون میخونه، ماستری میکنه، پی اچ دی میکنه. در گذشته این چیزا نبودن. امروز افغانستان، مردم افغانستان فهمیده، دنیا فهمیده که آسایش، رفاه، کامیابی، ترقی در تحصیل است، در آموزش هستند. به خاطر انسان ها به طرف ترقی و به طرف چی که گامزن می شود، امی چی هستند که ترقی می کند. مثلا می خواهد که حرکت بکند به طرف خوبی و بهترین زندگی داشته باشد، تحصیل می کند. در گذشته بسیار کم فیصدی مردم به مکاتب می رفتن، مکتب می خوانند، پانتون می خوانند. پانتون خب بسیار یک چیزی کلان بود در وقت گذشته، ولی امروز هر انسان میخواد که صرف با 12 اکتفا نمیکنه، پانتون لیسانس میخونه. بسیاری مردم سر لیسانس هم اکتفا نمیکنه، ماستری میخونه. بسیاری مردم سر ماستری هم اکتفا نمیکنه، میره پی اچ دی دکترا میکند. مردم فهمید، دنیا فهمید که بدون از ایژوکیشن هیچ امکانی ندارد که یک ملک ترقی بکند. امروز که ما وابسته به همسایه هستیم، وابسته به خارجی هستیم، ای است که دست ما خالی هستند. ما بی سواد هستیم، سواد نداریم، انجینر بهترین نداریم که برای ما دم بسازد، بندهای آب بسازد. دکتر بهترین نداریم که مشکلات خود ما رفع بکند. در عرصه دیگر مثلا ما مشکلات زیادی داریم. اگر تحصیل بکنیم این چیزا را ما میتونیم خوبتر منیجمنت بکنیم. So education is one of the most important indicator for social mobilities, because as we are talking about that education is the a gateway for the professions. It's a door. It's like a door steps. When you enter the door, you see the room. When the door is closed, you can't see the inside the room, what is around in the rooms. So that's why if you have the education, you will have a more opportunity for jobs and professions. So this is most important indicators. That is a movement. Now millions of people are going to foreign country for educations. They have been bachelor degree they are having in Afghanistan, so they go to Pakistan and some other neighboring countries, India and Indonesia and Bangladesh. For many other European and non-European countries, they are moving forward just to achieve the higher status in society. So they go after higher studies for PhD and master degree to come back and have a status and prestigious in societies. So this movement that they are going for education purpose, it's upward, to bring upward and positive changes in their life as well as in the life of peoples. That is called educational mobility as well. That later on we will be discussing about it. So income is another important indicator. So many of people are working hard and do more efforts just to increase their incomes and to become wealth and rich and to have a luxurious and a peaceful life and comfortable life where there is no problem for them. So if you won't have a problem in your life and you want to live peacefully in the environments and having a comfortable residential area, so you have to increase your income level. So some people are going for foreign country for working purpose, for employment opportunity working. So if you leaving one position and going to another position, or leaving from one status going to another status, leaving one place and going to another place for more income, so that becomes an indicator for the social mobilities. انسان میخواهد که بسیاری عوایدش مثلا زیاد شود، پول زیاد پیدا بکند، حرکت میکند به طرفی و جای میرود، به شکل اجتماعی به شکل انفرادی حرکت میکند، میرد در جای کار میکند، وظیفه میگیرد، مهاجرت میکند، که مثلا افغانایی که مثلا اکثرا خارج میرود، خاطری که این کم پول دوجه زیاد است، مثال میاره میخواهد زندگی خود تغییر بیاره، یعنی به خاطر اینکم و یک موبیلیتی صورت گرفته. مثلا هزارها افغانا از راه قاچاقی و قانونی و غیر قانونی میره به اروپا، به خاطری که اینکم زیاد به دست بیارد. انمی موومنت، انمی حرکتی که میکند که به شکل قانونی و غیر قانونی میرود، هر راهی که باشد فقط اینکمشان زیاد شود، انمو یک اندیکیتور میشه به سوشال موبیلیتیزم. And some people are being more motivated for their motivation purposes. say به خاطری که بسیار انگیزه گرفته، تشویق شده از محیط، از مردم. امی انگیزه گرفتن از محیط و مردم باعثی شده که انسان حرکت میکند. وقتی که حرکت کند کوشش میکند که یک کار را انجام بده که در زندگی خود تغییر مثبت بیارد. اما باعثی می شود که یک اندیکیتور به سوشال موبیلیتی یا حرکت اجتماعی صورت میگیرد. So achievement and failure. So many people would like to achieve more things in their lives. So that becomes what they have to move for that achievements. دستاورد هیچ وقت به این شکل نمیاد که شما خواب باشید، شما در حالت سکوت باشید، شما در حالت غیر متحرک باشید. نه، هیچ وقت شما دستاورد را شاید نخواد داشته باشید وقتی که شما حرکت نکنید. امی حرکت به خاطر دستاورد شما باعث این میشود که شما در آینده یک پوزیشن خوب داشته باشین، یک مثبت بدلون در زندگیتان بیارین. امی به خاطر نمی حرکت که شما انجام میدین و سوشال موبیلیتی میدین. And failure is as well the main cause of the social mobilities. بعضی اوقات انسان در زندگی خود ناکام میماند. باز ناکامی باعث این میشود که انگیزه به انسان میده، یک دیترمینیشن، یک تصمیم بسیار قوی همراه خود گرفته میرود که انشالله این دفعه ما به هدف خود میرسانیم. اما ناکامی باعث بعض وقت یک اندیکیتور به social mobility شده میتواند. Beside all these things, so migration is also one of the important factors for the indicate social mobility. As you see, millions of peoples, Iranian, Pakistanis, Indonesians, Sudanese, and African, non-African peoples, Asian peoples are moving forward to go to the European countries to work there, to stay there for long times. So why do they do all these sort of activities and passing a lot of hardships on the way, but reaching the targets because of the migrating from their own country and going to another place? For the reason they would like to say that they have to bring more changes in their life. So if you would like to bring more changes in your life, so it's not possible without that you do not move. به خاطر مهاجرت ها که صورت میگیرد، مثلا بسیاری مردم میره به طرف اروپا، کل دنیا جایی که دوجه زندگی بوده باش، زندگی خوب است، کار خوب است، مهاجرت میکنه، دوجه کار میکنه، میخواد که زندگی خودش، زندگی فامیلشان یک تغییر مثبت بیارد. به این خاطر یک حرکت اجتماعی میکند، حرکت انفرادی میکند. اینمی حرکت انفرادی و اجتماعی به نام سوشال موبیلیتی یاد میشود و این ما گفتیم که فطرتا انسان نمیخواهد که در یک حالت زندگی بکند. وقتی که انسان نخواهد در یک حالت زندگی بکند، پس مجبور به این میشود که حرکت بکند و تغییر بیارد. بدون از اینکه حرکت نکنید تغییر نمیاد. طوری که میگه که شما حرکت کنید ما برکت میدیم. مثلا خداوند میگه حرکت، در حرکت برکت است. وقتی که حرکت نباشد برکت هم نمیاد. انسان حرکت کنه برکت هم میاد. اگر ما بخوایم یک بهترین ساینسدان اقتصاددان باشیم، اقتصاددان بهترین طور میشیم، به شکل میشیم اگر ما به شکل درست با کسب کردن کسب علم اقتصاد را به شکل درست انجام بدیم، زحمت بکشیم، به اون طرف بریم، حرکت بکنیم. That is called migrations. So migration play a very important role, and it's become an important indicator for social mobilities. And peoples are forced or entrusted to go forward in order to achieve something. Maybe they go upwards or downward, but they still try to do some things. And industrializations. خود صنعت اگر شما امروز ببینید دنیا چقدر پیشرفته هستن، صنعت چقدر پیشرفته شده، کمپانی ها، کارخانجات، دنیا روز به روز دیجیتال می شود، آسانتی روز به روز زیاد می شود به انسان ها. اما ایندستریالایزیشنز که هستند که کارهای شکلی که با دست می شد منوال می شد او یا توسط ماشین می شود، اما ایندستریالایزیشن خود باعث یک ایندیکیتر می شود به سوشال موبیلیتیز، طوری که انسان های زیادی می خواهند که در in the city there are more industries and more industrializations, while in the village there is no industries. So people are moving from the villages come to the city because of the industrialization and modernizations. In modernization, the life here, for example, in city is quite modern. Water comes to your house, electricity is there, communication system is very strong. For example, transport is available every time, access to doctor is always available, schools are there, educational sectors are open 24 hours. It means that more modern life is being there of the people in the city. So the peoples whom they see this kind of life, a modern life, and they come and they belongs to the village, so they would like to move from their village and come to the modern life. So modernization becomes an indicator of social mobilities, and as well as legislations is also playing important roles. So an indicator is meant to indicate something beyond the property. Education, occupation, and income are considered to be the main indicator of social mobilities. اما اصلی ترین مهمترین اندیکاتورهای سوشال موبیلیتی که است که تحصیل است، وظیفه است و عواید انسان هستند که می انسان بسیار تشویق میکند، انگیزه میده، مجبور می‌سازد که حرکت اجتماعی بکند، تحصیل بکند، وظیفه پیدا بکند، انکم زیاد شود. به خاطر این سه نقطه بسیار مهم است به خاطر social mobilities, because these are considered to be the main indicators of social mobility. So education is a gateway to the professions. Education not only helps an individual to acquire knowledge, but it also as a passport for occupational position. But it's also a passport for occupational position for higher prestige in societies. So education provides access to highly paying governmental positions. So, beside this, as well, income and economic condition play a very important role in changing in the status of an individual. On the basis of income, individual can achieve a high status in societies. Income indicates one way of life. Another indicator is motivation. Each individual has a desire not only to have a better way of living, but also want to improve upon his social stand. This openness motivates people to work hard and improve upon his skill so that one can attain higher social status in the societies. اگر ما بگویم که در زندگی ما شما در جامعه ما شما یک حیثیت خاصی را داشته باشیم، یک مقام خاصی را داشته باشیم، بس ما مکلف به این هستیم که حرکت کنیم. اگر حرکت به شکل اجتماعی باشد یا به شکل انفرادی باشد، لیکن میخوایم تغییرات را به دست بیاریم، تغییراتی را مثبتی را کسب بکنیم، زندگی ما بهترین باشد از دیگران، از یک حالت بدتر به یک حالت متوسطتر یا از یک حالت متوسطتر به یک حالت اعلی‌ترین و خوبترین ما خود تغییر بکنیم. پس ما نیاز به این داریم که ما حرکت بکنیم. دا چې انساني ټولنه کې د انسان فطرتاً غواړي په یو حالت کې پاتې نشي، غواړي کې تغییر راوړي. نو د دې تغییر راوستلو دپاره انسان بیا هڅه کوي، پلان جوړوي، کوشش کوي چې دغه حالت د اوسني حالت نه بهترین حالت ته یا متوسط ترین حالت ته ځان ورسوي. دغه کوم تغییر چې موږ تاسو په انساني ټولنه کې راوړو او ځان ته یو حیثیت او یو درجه ورکوو، دا چې په ټولنه کې موږ منفرد اوسو د نورو نه، د یو څه زحمت او یو څه حرکت ته ضرورت لري چې همدغه حرکت ته موږ سوشل موبیلیټي یا ټولنیز حرکت وایو، چې دا بیا هم په ټولنه کې تغییرات راوړي، هم په انساني ژوند کې تغییرات راوړي. د هر بل هیواد نه زیات افغانستان ټولنیز حرکت ته ضرورت لري. موږ تاسو شپه ورځ باید په دې زحمت وباسو کار وکړو تر څو موږ وکولای شو افغانستان د یو مثبت بدلون په لور د ترقۍ په لور باندې سوق کو راهنمایي کو چې دلته انساني ژوند ته ارزښت ورکول شي، دلته انساني ژوند ته اهمیت ورکول شي، آرام سکون کې انسانان ژوند وکړي. بدبختی نه من خلاص شو نو د بدبختی خلاصېدلو لپاره به موږ یو انقلاب ته ضرورت لرو، ټولنیز انقلاب ته، چې دا ټولنیز انقلاب په ټولنه کې د یو ښه بدلون په خاطر باندې انسانانو له طرفه ترسره کېږي چې خوځون او خوځښت د انساني خوځښت باعث د دې چې په ټولنه کې مثبت بدلون راشي. دا که موږ په تمه کېنو، دا که موږ خوب وکړو، دا که موږ په آرام حالت کې خپل ځان احساس ته آرامي وکړو د موقتا وخت لپاره، نو طبعا دا نشي کېدلی چې موږ تاسو یو بدلون په ټولنه کې راوړو. نو د بدلون راوستلو لپاره، د ټولنې ته د خوځښت ورکولو لپاره، ټولنې د کامیابۍ او د ترقۍ طرف ته ګامزن کولو په خاطر باندې انساني حرکتونه، ټولنیز حرکتونه ډیر مهم دي. تر بل هر هیواد موږ تاسو دې ته زیات ضرورت لرو. نو ګرانو محصلینو، زده کړیانو، موږ تاسو باید ډیر زحمت او کوشش وباسو. موږ تاسو باید د نور انسانانو څخه منفرد اوسېږو تر څو موږ وکولی شو افغانستان سرلوړی ولرو. چاته احتیاج نه وو، د چا غلامان نه وو، زمونږ کارونه د نورو په واسطه ترسره نشي. موږ خپل کارونه باید په خپله وکړو، څوک رانشي دلته موږ ته هغه کار وکړي. نو دغه دپاره یو فکر ته ضرورت دی چې موږ تاسو دغه نوی نسل په دې فکر وکړو تر څو د آینده نسلونو لپاره د یو آباد او سرلوړي افغانستان په خاطر خپلو انرژي مصرف کړو، چې دغه په ټوله کې دغه ته موږ ټولنیز حرکت یا سوشل موبیلیټیز وایو. په ضمن کې there is some factors that promote the social mobilities. بعضی فاکتورونه هم وجود لري چې هغه د سوشل موبیلیټي په بهتروالي او په ښه والي کې مهم رول لري. بعضی فاکتورهای هستند که حرکت اجتماعی را به طرف درست بهتر می‌سازد و او را پروموشن میده. بعضی فاکتور هستند. individual factors mobilities. فرد باید فکر بکند که ما در افغانستان فرض کنیم زندگی میکنیم، چرا زندگی میکنیم، با چی هدف ما زنده هستیم، این مملکت سر ما چی حق دارد، جامعه سر ما چی حق دارد، فامیل سر ما چی حق دارد، ما چی باید بکنیم تا که ما در جامعه و در فامیل ما بهترین باشیم. به این خاطر اگر ما فکر سالم را داشته باشیم، فکر مثبت را داشته باشیم، همین فکر سالم و مثبت باعث ترقی جامعه و فامیل و زندگی انفرادی ما می شود. بالاخره این تمام به ترقی و پیشرفت دولت می شود. So individual factors is very important for the social mobilities, because first we would like to work on the psychology of an individual. After that we will go on to the next stage, which is the society's mobilities. Religious institutions have to play a major roles, because religion is always paving the way for the prosperities of humans' life. In religion is always giving more examples how to be an effective and more important personalities and to be more successful persons in your life. So we do get all these things from the religion. So religious institutions should play major roles in order for the promotion of societies, because religion always motivates the individual and divert their attention of individual toward their responsibilities. Being as an Afghan, if I'm living in these societies, what responsibility should I have to perform in regard to the societies? So that is, the religion play major roles. Religious scholars are teachings and preaching and from different sources in telling the peoples to do their best. Political institutions, politics also play very major roles, because if we have a good leaderships, we will have a good societies and a more prosperous nation will come up. If the leaders are corrupt, if the leaders are not good, at the same time as the people, no changes will see in their life, and they will go downward but they will not go upward. So political institutions should play their major roles, and these political institutions are promoting the social mobilities as well as family and marriage. A good bonds and good ties between couples are helping with each other in regard to bringing social changes in their life and positive changes in their life. So people's families and marriage are supporting each other's rainfall or the lack factors as well as occupational and economic activities. So these are all those factors that is affecting the social mobilities, and it is promoting the social life of the peoples that takes the people from one condition to another. So it is very much important that taking all these things with ourselves, we have to go forward with a positive thinking, because positive thinking will always give you a positive life, and positive life will always give you a positive success, and positive success will always give you a peaceful and a comfortable communities. Otherwise it's impossible. So it was today about the social mobility, and the next lecture we will be talking about that what are the types and causes of social mobilities. Till now, and it's enough for today. Once again, if I'm coming up with the new lectures, we will see with the new topics. May you all have a great and a pleasant life ahead. Wish you all the best. Thank you for your times, and thank you for your patience and attentions.